You're spending tons of time and putting in loads of effort to get new clients for your service business. But you're finding that as soon as people are visiting your website, all that effort is just going up in smoke. People visiting your website are leaving in a matter of seconds because they simply don't see you as the credible expert who can help them to solve their biggest and baddest problems. As part of what I do, I'm looking at hundreds of websites every single week, and the same things are cropping up time and time again that are killing your credibility and quite frankly making you look completely amateur, which is something that I know that you definitely don't want. So what I want to talk about in this video is the 3 biggest mistakes that I see time and time again on small business websites. I'm going to talk about how poor design and using off-the-shelf templates is completely killing your credibility. Big mistake that you're making with the hero section of your website. That's the first thing that people see, and how that's turning people away within a matter of seconds, and how the current user journey that you've got on your website isn't helping to turn casual browsers into your next paying client. Oh, and by the way, if you are a small service-based business owner and you're struggling with a shit website right now, give me a shout. Most of you out there aren't selling peanuts. I mean, you might be at the end of the day, but the services that you're offering are more than likely not cheap. So when somebody comes through to your website and the first thing they see is a cheap, off-the-shelf template that every other person is using, you've still got that tagline down at the bottom of the website that says built with Wix or built on GoDaddy, it's definitely not going to start portraying the value of your services to that person. Let's say, for instance, my desk right here in front of me, I've literally got thousands and thousands of pounds worth of equipment, laptop, mobile phone, these things, DJI mics. Now, imagine if I were going through to their website expecting to buy a high ticket priced item, like a laptop, 2.5 grand, you know, microphones, £200-300 a pop. If I was to go through to their website and it was just the same as everybody else's, I ain't going to see the value in that. I'm certainly not going to have the intention to buy at that sort of value if the whole packaging that's surrounding it just looks cheap. Imagine walking down the high street and you're looking for a high ticket piece of clothing and you walk into their shop and it's just a tin pot shop on a back street. You ain't going to be spending thousands of pounds on that new jacket, are you? And the same thing goes for your services. You're trying to sell high ticket services, but you're packaging it and you're putting it into a shop front that looks cheap. People are not going to see the value in what you offer and they're instantly going to be turned away. How your website looks and feels to the person visiting matters just as much as the actual messaging that you're delivering on the website. So if you're selling high ticket services to high ticket people, you need to make your website look a hell of a lot better than what it already does now. Off-the-shelf templates and self-builders like GoDaddy and Wix, they can be good, but at the end of the day, the designs that you're going to get out of them are probably going to be subpar at best. It's one of the biggest things that's going to kill your credibility when people are visiting your website and just thinking that there's no value in what you're offering. Now, the second mistake that I see happening over and over again is getting the hero section of your website. That's the first thing that people see when they visit your website, either on a phone or on a desktop computer, is making that section all about you and not using it to actually talk directly to the person who's visiting the website. And it's the biggest thing, to be fair, that's going to kill your credibility, and it's the number one reason why people are going to actually leave your shit website within a matter of seconds. Now, what I generally see people doing is, it's taking a lot longer to rub off than what I thought it were going to do. So you come through to the website and the first thing that you're greeted with is something along the lines of, we've been in business 20 years. Something along them lines. Now, when I'm visiting your website and I'm looking for you to help me to solve a problem, I really don't give a shit if you've been in business for 20 years or not. The first thing I want to see when I'm coming to your website is what's in it for me. Nobody cares about your business anywhere near as much as what you do. So you might think that big headline that you've been in business for 20 years or you've worked with, I don't know, loads of big companies or something like that is the important part. But all I'm bothered about within the first couple of 3 seconds of visiting your website is what you can do for me. So what you want to do with this section of your website is to make it all about the person that you're trying to attract. And this is the best way that you're going to actually start building credibility and start to convert more of these visitors into your next paying client. Your hero section, the first thing that people see, you want to be leading with some sort of desire. So talking to the desire of the person visiting, or showing that you understand the problem, that person is experiencing right now. And what's going to happen when I visit your website within them first couple of seconds is I'm going to trigger in my mind, this person knows exactly what I want, or this person knows exactly what my biggest problem is. And that's going to hook me in. It's going to open up a gap in my mind as thinking, can this person actually help me to solve that biggest problem? People are coming through to your website and the first thing they're seeing is, we've been in business for 20 years or something that's all about you. Flip the script, make it all about them, make it all about their desires, make it all about their specific problem, and then position them as the main person in the story and show that you're talking directly to them instead of just talking about you, because honestly, nobody cares. The next mistake that you're probably making is with the actual user journey and not helping to guide the people who are visiting your website to become your next paying clients. One simple thing that you can do is to follow a very simple framework, and it goes a little bit of something like this. So in the top of the website, and this is how you would actually structure a page, how you structure your homepage, how you would structure your service pages, and it's going to naturally guide the person that you're wanting to attract and turn into your next client, and it's going to help them guide them through their actual journey and hopefully to take the next action, which is going to be to book a call with you. So what you want to talk about is, what does that person want? Not just fluffy things, not wanting your services. This is, what do they want in terms of their actual desire, the deep meaning that they're looking, or for the transformation that you can help them to achieve. So let's say, for instance, you're, I don't know, let's go with an accountant. You're an accountant. I'm going to use this as an example here. So people coming to your website, they don't want an accountant. They don't want to pay you to be an accountant. What they want is the transformation or the benefits that you can deliver to that person. And this is what you want to be talking about right up at the very top of your website. So you want to be talking about, as an accountant, how you can help to transform their tax liabilities and help them save tax, or you can help to save that person time in terms of them not having to do their own bookkeeping or filing their own accounts and stuff like that. You want to talk about things like making sure they're compliant, so they haven't got HMRC and the tax man knocking on the door every 2 seconds because they've done something wrong or missed paying some tax. And you want to make it very clear that you understand exactly what that person wants. The next bit is you want to talk about the problems that that person is experiencing. Now, people only look for our services when they've got a problem that they can't solve themselves. That's the reason why they'll come to you in the first place. So the next thing you want to be looking at is, what problem or challenge is standing in front of the way of them getting exactly what they want. And you need to talk about this in a few different layers. The external problem that they're having. So again, back to the accountant example, the external problem that that person might be having is the fact that they are spending hours and hours and hours every single week doing their own bookkeeping, and it's taking them away from doing the job that they actually should be doing, that's making them money. The problem is time. They're spending too much time and they're spending too much effort. The next layer of the problem that you want to look at is, how does that actually make that person feel? Now, as a small business owner, for instance, who's doing their own bookkeeping and spending hours and hours every single week doing it, the biggest frustration and the biggest internal problem that that's going to be causing them is probably feeling a little bit overwhelmed, is feeling a bit frustrated that they've not got time to do things that actually make them money. And it's that you want to talk to, as well as the external problem. So the external problem they can see with their eyes, it's what's happening in front of them. And the internal problem is how it actually makes them feel. Talk about that and make it really, really clear that you get it and you understand exactly what the problem is. And then what you want to do is, you then want to position yourself as the guide in that person's story who can actually help them to solve this problem and get exactly what they want. So you do that by obviously positioning your solutions and also showing that you're an authority in your space and that you can be trusted to actually deliver on what they want and the transformation that they're looking for. The next section down from there, make it really, really simple for people who are visiting your website to understand exactly how they go from where they are now to where they want to be, and spell it out as clear as day in a 3-step plan. Start with something like, you want to book a call with them, book a consultation call or book a discovery call. Then position your solution in the middle. You deliver the actual solution, and then afterwards, the 3rd step is the benefit that they can get, and just make it really clear and simple and spell it out so they know exactly what it is that you do. And then raise the stakes. So this is all showing how life would be if they don't work with you and how failure could potentially look. So if that small business owner continues to spend 20 hours a month doing their own bookkeeping instead of doing the work that they should be doing, ultimately they're going to lose business, they're going to lose revenue, and they're eventually going to go broke and they're going to be looking for another job. On the flip side of that, show them what the success looks like. So saving 20 hours a week, you've got more time to go and do your delivery work, you've got more time to actually work on your business, increase your revenue, get more sales, and then you don't have to go begging on the street because you can't pay your mortgage. Spell it out, raise the stakes, and then what you want to do, obviously all the way along the website as well, through the user journey, is call that person to action, call them some sort of primary action, which for most of you out there is probably going to be to book a sales call, book a consultation call, book a discovery call, and get them on phone to you, or fill in an inquiry form or something along those lines, and just make it very, very clear all the way through the user journey exactly what you want that person to do next in order to get started with you. Get that right, and you'll start to see more people booking your sales calls and ultimately turning into new clients for your business. Now, if that was helpful for you, which I'm sure it probably was, then down below what I've done is I've left a link to a free PDF document that you can get. All I want is your email address and I'll send you over the link to the PDF, and it'll basically show you a perfect blueprint for laying out your website that'll help you to convert more clicks into paying clients. And also, if you've watched to the end of the video and you enjoyed what you saw, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel, give me a like, drop a comment down below. It would really, really help. And I'll see you on next video.